Now, I'm going to introduce somebody to you that is going to absolutely rock your socks. If you think I've got energy, if you think I'm crazy, then you have not met Mark Boersma. He is amazing. He is the president of Synergy Solutions, and he is going to be bringing to us some amazing ideas when it comes to understanding what it takes to really network and how that makes it's not just exchanging a fish for a fish and being happy with that. It's changing somebody else's life to help them achieve their life vision so we can achieve our life vision. Mark Boersma he's an international speaker and an author. I'm so excited he could be with us today. Mark, welcome, and take it away.
Kevin, thanks so much. Imagine attending an event where you're clear on your life vision, why you were put on this planet, and all the other individuals around you that you're networking with, that you're masterminding with, they're clear as well. I mean, what would that event be like? You know, as being part of the founders, Kevin and I and a number of others, when we looked at the 12 topics, there was so much discussion about we have to start with achieving our life vision first, because that's the foundation of everything. But, you know, people are so caught up in the day-to-day, like I don't have any time to spend in my life vision. I got to go ahead and put, food on the table. I've got to go ahead and in business, I've got to generate more and better leads. I've got to have systems. I've got to generate more and better leads. I've got to, turn more of my prospects into clients. I've got to convert prospects faster. I've got to generate a large quantity of referrals. I've got to create client for life relationships. And then I've got, oh my gracious, all kinds of leadership challenges. And then how do I develop profitable partnerships, and then developing profitable mastermind groups, and then how do we attract profitable clients, and then how do we fine tune our profitable systems? Oh yeah, by the way, like, is this all connected back in to our life vision? I mean, my life vision is to touch every single person in the world, one person at a time, make a huge difference in every aspect of their life in a really fun and exciting way. And yep, that's 7.4 plus billion people. It's most people say it's a pretty big goal. I remember first time I met Tom Kuntz, past president of Century 21, we were on the phone, and like I shared, he shared his life vision, I shared mine. He says, "You're going to do it, Mark." I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I can tell it in your voice." See, there's something about networking with other people who are intentional about their life vision. You get a chance to meet Kevin, and Kevin's got, two legacies that he's going to share, his own and then his sons as well, who passed away when he was 25 years old. And so Kevin's got, double the burden, double the joy. It's not just his life vision, but, isn't that true for all of us? Maybe not the intensity of losing one of our children, which I can't even imagine, how difficult. But Kevin would say exciting, like so strange. Like, how does he think differently about that? Like, that's just crazy. I've just lost my mom a little over a year ago and my dad a little over 2 years ago. And like, I want to honor their legacy. And my grandfather and my grandmother, who was 99, and she passed away just a few months before my dad did. And so we all have a legacy, not only our legacy, but the legacy of those that have come before us. And so, I don't know, there's something magical. It's interesting because when we were in Cincinnati, two people that really impacted Cincinnati were Megan Maple and Dustin. And Dustin said, Mark, I love the event and the people, but I wish we'd have gone deeper. It's like, well, how do you go deeper when you have an hour and a half? But there's a dinner, Thursday, and then evening, and then there's a coffee connection in the morning, and then this time we're expanding it to where there's breakout sessions in the afternoon where you can get together with leaders, worldwide thought leaders on, how do you generate more leads, or how do you become a leader? Or Rosanna, who's co-authoring with a number of other housewives, business sense from everyday housewives. Like, think about that. Like, I have 7 children, 5 grandchildren, and the insights that I've had into leadership or building teams or community or love or forgiveness or passion. And what I've learned from those, far more than my 3 business degrees, the finance, the management, marketing. I mean, those are all important, but nothing compared to raising, 7 children and now 5 grandchildren. And the next generation, I don't have the time that I had with my own children, and how do I impact those and the things I'm learning that can be transferred into business. And so I would encourage you, make it a priority to attend. I mean, these monthly ones are awesome without question, where we go through and you think year 4 was great. Well, year 4 was great compared to year 3, and year 3 was great compared to year 2, and 2 was great compared to year 1. But year 5 is going to just blow the doors off of year 4. It's not going to be like twice as good. It's going to add a 0, as Tom would say. It's going to be, 10 times or 100 times as good. Why? Because it's starting to spread all around the world. When I think of Emily and the impact that she's made in making one cold call and all of a sudden opening up Kosovo. So Mastermind Seminars is going to, at the end of June, to Kosovo, and how Alan Stein, president of Tanglewood Conservatories, didn't even know where Kosovo was. He's like, yeah, I'm in. I'm there. I'm going to go. I'm going to fully participate. And there's a leadership school of high schoolers, and it's going into grade schoolers, and we've been invited to come over. And Kosovo is only a 10-year-old country. I mean, imagine like how many 10-year-old countries are there, and we can be a part of that. I mean, how cool is that networking event going to be? When we think of networking, there's high frequency networking and low frequency. What's the difference between a networking group and a mastermind group? And then how each of these mastermind groups, each of these mastermind seminars lead into Coffee Connection, and the power, and what is the Coffee Connection? What's the purpose? Well, it's actually taking what we've learned from mastermind seminars, and we get all pumped up, motivated, inspired. Then how many of us don't follow through? Well, the purpose of the mastermind seminars is to create a catalyst, like an atomic ripple reaction principle, where it's like, oh my gracious, you mean my life vision ties into your life vision, which is really what it's all about in the speed networking. It's not you give me a fish and I give you a fish. No, it's not that at all. It's like, how can I help you achieve your life vision, why you're put on this planet? And how can you help me? And how can together we accomplish so much more than we ever could on our own? When we say mastermind seminars is like no event you've ever participated at in the past, I mean, we mean that. So our purpose is to assist each member to develop their own business operating system, empowering them through systems and strategic partners to earn more, work less, have less stress, and improve our life balance. Why? So we have more time to go, not to relax, not that there's anything wrong to that, not to have more fun, not that you can't do more of that, but it's to live our life vision with intention every single day. How do we achieve this? We meet weekly in person for coffee, and some of us meet over the phone, and are intentional in building our individual boss system, business operating system, through the 3 DNAs, DNA for people, DNA for business, and DNA for life. How many people in our lives are interested in something like this? Well, the truth is, everyone. But the truth is, they may not know that they're interested in it. So ask the people around you, what's your biggest challenge? And when they share that with you, put your hand to your chin and go, that's interesting. I'm attending a mastermind seminar event here at this location, this event, and I think it would be very powerful. I think that there would be answers that you're looking for to solve your biggest challenge. See, what is the difference between a mastermind group and a networking group? In a networking group, I give you a fish, you give me a fish, and we both walk away happy. But our lives, our businesses really haven't changed. Most likely, we still own a job rather than owning a company. Coffee Connection and mastermind seminars groups are very different than anything we have experienced in the past. It's all about helping business owners, leaders, to develop their very their very own powerful and profitable systems which help our businesses to run without us, to help us to live our life vision each and every day. The most important system we need to work on, to fine-tune, to master, is the system within me. It's learning how to think differently and do so quickly. To think differently quickly, we need to learn, leverage the magical arts of positive motivation and manipulation. When we learn to leverage ourselves and others around us in a positive way, we fulfill our life vision, the life vision of those around us. That's really what we're all being called to do, isn't it? And so I can't emphasize how important it is that when we do speed networking, have your life vision memorized, have it clear and concise, be able to share it with other people, connect other people with others that can bring us together, because truly we can accomplish so much more than we ever could on our own. I don't know if Alan's with us today. Alan from Tanglewood, are you with us today?
He is not.
Okay. So Alan flies his team all over the country to the different events. They actually have speaking teams, individuals from the shop floor all the way up into administrative accounting and even engineering and architecture. I mean, they bring whole teams together in the most spectacular way. They're going to be having a breakout session on how to change culture of our company and do so quickly. And if you're a president of the company, would you like the culture of your company to change? Would that help the bottom line? Well, you don't have to be a president of a company to know that, yeah, hey, the culture in our company may not be the most healthy. How can I, in whatever role I play, how can I change the culture today? How can I maybe invite other people, other team members to participate? What if we had our own breakout session in the afternoon after we go through these amazing, it's only 90 minutes. The speed networking is 30 minutes, then it's 10 minutes for each of these segments. It's like drinking out of a fire hose. But what if I came with a group of people and said, how can we better partner? Like, what would that look like? How do we do that? Kevin, thoughts, or anyone else that's on, thoughts in speed networking, stories that you have, ideas that you have on how to make networking to be significant rather than just giving each other fishes?
Absolutely, Mark. I do. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's absolutely amazing. And what you said is absolutely true. Being able to have a mastermind conversation versus a networking conversation is all about intent. And my intent is to share my life vision if need be. I love doing that because it opens up a conversation that I would have never had in a month or 2 months or a year or 2 years or maybe ever. But by asking, first of all and foremost, what's your biggest challenge in any area of your business or your life? And to really just sit and listen. People say, and I've never said that, I've never heard that before, nobody's ever asked that to me. And the second one is, if you could get help with anything, what would you love to get help with? And then it starts opening up conversations that, again, we may have never had. Because it's usually, well, this is what I do, and I'm important, and blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't have anything to do with that. A lot of times just by asking that, Mark, what I found is that people go, wait a sec, what do you do? Who are you? And that's a great question. Man, I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm an author, I'm a speaker, I'm a business owner, I've done theater, I've done 20 audiobooks, and I don't know, what do you want to talk about? And they're like, whoa. But I guess my question is, there's something that you do and who you are that's probably pretty close to that. And that's made a difference, at least in my life. Anyone else have thoughts on what's really worked for you in network in masterminding? Having a mastermind conversation versus a networking conversation?
I think, Kevin, one of the mastermind conversations would be to have a purpose when you go into the conversation, know what you're going to accomplish, know what you want,
right,
rather than just coming in and expecting people to hand you something.
Right.
Kevin, that's awesome, because I know that you and others for the events, go to the workbook. And to do that, you just go to mastermind-seminars.org, mastermind-seminars.org, hit the register now, and you have the workbook for the event. And Kevin, we're recommending that people pay $10 or whatever it is to get it printed out and then bound up into a spiral bound, and then working through that. You had another idea as well.
Yeah, I was in a coffee connection with a couple people, and I said I need to get this printed. And one guy said, well, I got a printer at my place. I said, great, can I print it out? Sure enough, I went over there right after Coffee Connections, printed it out, and I said, here it is. He goes, oh, make me a copy. Okay, so I made him a copy, bound it together. He had a binder in the back. And then as I'm bringing out his copy and handing it to him, another guy from the Coffee Connections walks in. He goes, is that the workbook? Oh, my goodness, I need the workbook. Can I get a copy? I'm telling you something. When you just show up with a group of people intentionally with that facility ready to go, just do it that way. And now 3 or 4 people have their copies of their workbook, and there's excitement and there's intentionality, just like Rosanna said.
Nice. Nice. All right, Kevin, that's all I've got. Make sure people are going through, take 5 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day to go through the different aspects. The more you get through the workbook, the better the event's going to be, the more productive. What's your WIIFM? What's in it for me? And then what's the next step that you need to do? What are the steps that we need to do to get what we want out of the event? That's what's most important. That's what's critical.
Absolutely. Well said, Mark. Well said. Can't emphasize that workbook enough. If you want to go right now to mastermind-seminars.org, go to live events, and on register now, you'll see the workbook. Just download it. It's free. I told Mark, I can't believe you're giving it away. Systems like this are at least $10 to $50 to $100,000, just the workbook.